Imagine a 13-year-old boy. He's only 4 feet 2 inches tall. Doctors say he has a growth hormone deficiency, and if he doesn't get treatment, he might never reach a normal height. Forget about football. His father can't afford the expensive treatment. In a small city in Argentina called Rosario, a family genuinely believes their son's football dream might end right there. Today, that same boy has become the biggest name in the history of football. His name, Lionel Messi. In this video series, we're going to understand why people all over the world love Messi so much. Not just as a great player, but as someone people cry for, celebrate for, someone whose jersey kids dream of wearing. This is a 4-part series, and in part 1, we'll talk about his beginning, from the streets of Rosario to the academy in Barcelona. June 24th, 1987, Rosario, Argentina. Lionel Andres Messi is born into a middle-class family. His father Jorge worked in a factory. His mother Celia was a part-time cleaner. Money was tight at home, but the passion for football was overflowing. Messi had 2 older brothers who already played for a local club called Grandoli, and little Leo fell in love with the ball just from watching them. By the time he was 5, his coach had already noticed something different about this kid. The ball stuck to his feet like a magnet. But around age 10 to 11, a problem surfaced. His growth had stopped. Doctors diagnosed growth hormone deficiency, GHD. The treatment cost roughly $1,000 a month, nearly impossible for Messi's parents at the time. This is the moment where fate turned. A relative of Messi's had moved from Argentina to Catalonia, Spain, and told Barcelona scouts about Leo. In 2000, at age 13, Messi and his father arrived in Barcelona for a trial. The trial was so impressive that Barcelona's sporting director Carles Rexach decided on the spot they had to sign him. But they didn't have any official contract paper at that moment. So what did they do? They grabbed a paper napkin and wrote on it that Barcelona wanted to sign Messi. That napkin is now a legendary artifact in football history. It was even sold at auction in 2021 for $945,000. Barcelona offered a deal. The club would cover his full medical treatment if the family relocated to Spain. This was an emotional and difficult decision for Messi's father, leaving his country, his friends, everything, to start from zero in a new nation, just for his son's dream. Messi's new home became Barcelona's famous academy, La Masia. He trained alongside older players there because he was small in size but way ahead in skill. In the beginning, Messi was very shy, homesick, and his Argentine-accented Spanish made other kids tease him. But everything changed once he stepped onto the field. His dribbling used such a low center of gravity that defenders couldn't even get a touch on the ball. Coaches recall practice matches where he'd dodge 5 to 6 players single-handedly and score, like he was playing a video game. The growth hormone injections continued, and gradually Messi's height also became normal. Today. He's 5 foot 7 inches. But his real growth was happening in his skills. In 2004, at age 17, Messi made his senior team debut for Barcelona, becoming the club's 3rd youngest debutant. And then came that moment fans still get goosebumps watching. In 2005, off a Ronaldinho assist, Messi scored his first senior goal, chipping the ball over the goalkeeper. Ronaldinho, the best player in the world at the time, had already accepted Messi as his successor. In one interview, he said, "I can say with confidence that Messi will go even further than me." So that was Messi's beginning. A small boy doctor said might never even become normal, and a promise written on a napkin that changed his entire life. In the next part, we'll talk about his golden years at Barcelona. The era when Messi completely redefined football, broke Ballon d'Or records, and showed the world what genius looks like. Imagine a player so dominant that opposing teams would plan in advance. Double mark Messi, triple mark him, do whatever it takes, just don't let him get the ball. And yet he'd still slip past 3 players at once and score. This wasn't fiction. This was the spectacle happening every weekend at Barcelona's Camp Nou. In part 2, we'll see how Messi went from a promising young player to the world's greatest of all time. The stats, the style, and the unforgettable moments that won over the fans. People who watch Messi play always say one thing. He doesn't run with the ball moves with him. His dribbling style was completely different from traditional wingers. He took small, rapid touches, kept his body very low, and changed direction so fast that it threw defenders completely off balance. On top of that, his vision and passing were legendary too. Standing on the field, it looked like he could see the entire chessboard, where his teammates were, where the defenders would move, all of it anticipated in advance. This was the season Pep Guardiola became Barcelona's coach and built a revolutionary tactical system, playing Messi in a false nine position. This meant Messi, while nominally a center forward, would drop deep to collect the ball, which confused defenders about how to mark him. The result? Barcelona won the treble that season, La Liga, Copa del Rey, and the Champions League, all three in one season. Messi even scored with a famous header in the Champions League final against Manchester United. Interesting, since Messi isn't exactly known for his heading. In 2009, Messi won his first Ballon d'Or, football's most prestigious individual award, given to the best player of the year. But that was just the beginning. 2010, 2011, 2012. Messi won 4 consecutive Ballon d'Ors, something no one had done before. In 2012, he set a record that still hasn't been broken: 91 goals in a single calendar year, combining club and country. This broke Gerd Muller's old record, which had stood since 1972. There are a few specific moments every football fan remembers. His 2007 goal against Getafe, where Messi dribbled from midfield, beating 5 to 6 players to score, often compared to Maradona's famous 1986 World Cup goal. A 2015 goal against Athletic Bilbao, where he completely wrong-foots defenders with his body movement while sprinting. In El Clasico against Real Madrid too, Messi has had several moments people call poetry in motion. From 2014 to 2017, Barcelona had what was perhaps the most dangerous attacking trio in football history: Messi, Luis Suarez, and Neymar, known as MSN. Together, the three scored over 100 goals in a single season. Their chemistry, understanding each other's movement, passing without even needing words, it was a treat for fans to watch. Here's an important point to understand. As talented as Messi was, he was equally humble. He didn't over-celebrate his goals, stayed calm and shy in interviews, and lived a simple life off the field. This combination, a quiet genius who turned explosive on the field, earned him a special place in people's hearts. Just imagine, you've broken every record in your life, become the best player in the world, and yet people in your own country call you a failure. This is what happened to Messi for years. When he played for Barcelona, he showed magic, but the moment he put on the Argentina jersey, something seemed to change, and fans, media, everyone started questioning him. In Part 3, we'll look at the phase of Messi's career that was perhaps the most emotional and difficult. In 2005, Messi made his debut for Argentina, but with a strange incident. He was sent off with a red card at his very first match, just 2 minutes after coming on, for a harmless push. It was symbolic of the difficult relationship he'd have with the national team going forward. For years afterward, people noticed Messi scored goals easily for Barcelona, but didn't look as consistent for Argentina. The media criticized him heavily, and many even said Messi has become Spanish at heart. Argentina is just a jersey to him. This criticism was deeply unfair, because in reality, Argentina's team structure, tactics, and supporting cast weren't as strong as Barcelona's. But fans are emotional, and they want results. At the 2014 Brazil World Cup, Argentina reached the final. Messi had a phenomenal tournament and even won the Golden Ball, the tournament's Best Player award. But in the final, Argentina lost 1-0 to Germany, and Messi also missed a crucial chance that could have changed the match. After that loss, a photo of Messi's face, holding the Golden Ball trophy, but looking completely dejected, went viral online. People said individual awards mean nothing if you can't win the team trophy. Then came another difficult stretch. In 2015 and 2016, Argentina lost both Copa America finals to Chile, both times in penalty shootouts. After the 2016 final, Messi was so heartbroken that he even announced his international retirement. This moment was deeply emotional for fans too. A player who had given so much to his country was saying he wouldn't play for the national team anymore because he couldn't bring them a trophy. But fans, players, and even Argentina's president requested that Messi reverse his decision. A few weeks later, Messi withdrew his retirement. Argentina also had a disappointing run at the 2018 World Cup, going out in the round of 16 against France, where a young Kylian Mbappé showed off his talent. During this period, Messi faced trolling worldwide. People compared him to Cristiano Ronaldo, who had won Euro 2016 for Portugal, and said Messi was only a club-level player. He doesn't perform on the international stage. This tag, choker, was the most painful chapter of Messi's career, because it wasn't just about performance anymore. It was affecting his legacy, his place in the GOAT greatest of all-time debate, everything. In 2019, too, Argentina lost to Brazil in the Copa America semifinal. This time Messi openly showed his frustration, spoke out about referee decisions, and even called it corruption, for which he was fined. With each loss, Messi seemed to grow closer to his team. Fans noticed he started guiding the younger players like a leader, channeling his frustration into supporting his teammates instead. Interestingly, it was during this struggling period that fans' love for Messi grew even deeper, because people saw that after every loss, instead of breaking down, he tried again. He didn't abandon his team. He came back from retirement, and he gave everything in every match. This resilience, getting back up after falling again and again, touched people's hearts. Fans felt Messi wasn't just a talented player, but someone who kept fighting for his dream no matter how many times his heart got broken. So that was the toughest stretch of Messi's career, where, despite the talent, the world judged him for the trophies he hadn't won. But as we know, every story has a climax. In the next and final part, we'll talk about the redemption that made Messi the undisputed GOAT, the 2021 Copa America win, and the legendary 2022 World Cup that moved the entire world to tears of joy December 18th, 2022. Lusail Stadium, Qatar. 88,000 people in the stadium, and hundreds of millions watching around the world on their screens. After the match ends, a scene unfolds that will forever be engraved in football history. Lionel Messi is lifted onto his teammates' shoulders, the World Cup trophy in his hands, tears in his eyes. This wasn't just about winning a match. It was the climax of a 17-year-long journey. The journey we've seen across the first 3 parts of this series. In this final part, we'll see how Messi wrote his redemption story and what factors actually make him so loved. First came the 2021 Copa America, played in Brazil, on Brazil's home turf. Argentina reached the final and faced the host nation at the Maracana Stadium. This match was a defining moment of Messi's career. Argentina won 1-0, and Messi finally won his first major trophy with Argentina at age 28, right at the peak of his career. As soon as the match ended, Messi started crying, and the camera captured this emotional moment, which was shared millions of times on social media. This win was symbolic because it permanently ended the choker tag. People now realized Messi wasn't just an individual talent. He was a winner too. He just needed the right team and the right moment. Before the 2022 Qatar World Cup, Messi had already announced this would be his final World Cup. The whole tournament felt like a movie, an aging legend taking his last chance to fulfill his biggest dream. But the start wasn't good. Argentina's first match was against Saudi Arabia, and everyone expected an easy win. But Saudi Arabia shockingly beat Argentina 2-1. It was one of the biggest upsets in football history. People around the world were thinking, is this going to be another heartbreak for Messi? But after that loss, Argentina completely turned their game around. They beat Mexico and Poland to advance from the group stage. Then they beat Australia in the round of 16, where Messi himself scored a brilliant goal. The quarterfinal against the Netherlands was an intense match that went to a penalty shootout, and Argentina won. In the semifinal against Croatia, Messi set up an assist where his dribbling made a defender look so foolish that the moment went viral as Messi's roulette. And then came the final versus France. This match is considered perhaps the greatest World Cup final in football history. Argentina led 2-0, but Kylian Mbappe's hat trick brought the match to 2-2, then 3-3 in extra time. The match finally went to a penalty shootout. Argentina won 4-2, and Messi finally fulfilled his biggest dream, the FIFA World Cup. He scored 7 goals and had 3 assists in the tournament, and also won the Golden Ball Best Player of the tournament. The image of Messi being draped in a bisht, a traditional Arab cloak, while receiving the trophy was also widely discussed, since it's a Qatari tradition to honor guests this way. There are several reasons this win felt so emotional. First, this was Messi's last World Cup, so the timing was perfect. Second, the whole world had watched his struggles, his criticism, and his comeback after that criticism. It was a complete redemption arc. Third, this one almost permanently settled the GOAT debate. Messi now had everything: Champions Leagues, Ballon d'Ors, and now the World Cup too. There was no argument left against him. Now, finally, let's get to the core question of this series. Why does everyone love Messi? 1. Humility. Despite being this successful, Messi remains deeply down to earth. He doesn't show off for the cameras, keeps things simple in interviews, and always prioritizes his family. 2. Relatability. Even physically, his body language is that of an average person. He's not the tallest, not the most muscular. Fans see themselves in him, a small man who became the greatest through talent and hard work. 3. Artistry. His game isn't just effective, it's beautiful. Watching him feels like visiting an art gallery. 4. Loyalty and resilience. He never abandoned his country, never left his team, no matter how many times he lost. This quality deeply inspires people. 5. Emotional journey. Fans have watched his entire journey with him, from the struggles of childhood to winning the World Cup. It's a 20-year emotional connection built not just on stats, but on a shared experience. So that's the complete story of Lionel Messi, from a small boy doctors said might never even become normal to the most loved athlete in the world. His story isn't just about football. It's about perseverance, humility, and fighting endlessly for your dreams. Fans saw him not just as a player, but as an artist. Just like a painter creates magic on canvas, Messi created magic on the football pitch.